take tracks maybe from me, maybe from someone else, and just break them down and learn from what they're doing in their tracks. Hey guys, my name is Nibiri and welcome to another Caking of the Week. So we're doing things a little bit different today, and we're starting off with something that I've made yesterday. And I've been working on the melody, breakdown and a little bit of an intro. Yeah, to get a correct arrangement you want to start off with big sounds. And I started off with the intro, and I felt like using some trance type of bass line, which I inserted first. It's already quite an upfront sound, but that's what I wanted because it's gonna grab the attention in the beginning of the track. But after that you gotta think about, okay, now we have an element that's up front in the mix. What are we going to put behind that? And for that I used, I think this is a pad. Yeah. And this pad is just filling the filling the backspace that we have. Like the background is gonna be way more full after this, and it's only 2 layers. And it already sets this really dreamy vibe. But now you have something that's up front and something that's far in the back. But you want stuff to be in between as well, and that's why I used strings. And this sets a, in my opinion, really great vibe. And it's already feeling full. You don't need to go like, bam, 10 layers or way too much layers in the break. You can do that of course, but try to stick with solid sounds in the beginning. After you have these solid sounds, you can maybe add a bass line under there, so like this. And this sounds nice, but only the chord progression is a little bit boring. So like I covered in the euphoric breakdowns video, I always try to put something up top that grabs more attention to the listener. So in this case I used the pluck. And that, for me, when I made that, that just really made the break almost like finished. It has a purpose, it has something that grabs your attention, and it sounds full and fat. So that's nice. But then of course you can still add more things. And there is no general arrangement for tracks, but I just wanted to show that when you start off with big sounds, you can only use like 3 or 4 layers, and then you only need to add some more details. It's not about getting 20 tracks for only a breakdown. It's about getting the big sounds correct, and after that you can add the little details. So over here we had the pad, the plug and the bass line, and after that I added a choir, and that's just gonna put so much more progression in the track. So yeah, to quickly sum it up, you want to start with big sounds, and when you have that first sound, try adding stuff behind it like pads or strings or something else to fill the space. And when you have that loop with a solid sound or a solid atmosphere, try to look for sounds that break you out of that loop. So for the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how you can literally make any type of track, whether it's hardstyle, whether it's raw style, maybe it's pop, whatever you want to make. Try find a track that you like and put it in FL Studio first. And I've already told it, but these time markers really do help. I wasn't too experienced with making tracks myself, and how I got the experience was also by looking at other tracks and trying to copy their structure. But then when I had a little bit of a different idea, I just went with my own idea. So I'm just going to show you a little bit how you can do that with different tracks. So of course, each track starts off with the intro, and this intro ends over here. So you can say like, this is the intro, and here we have, say a mid intro. Oh well, you could rather call this the intro and the other part, yeah, just leave it be. So we have this intro, and over here the melody starts playing. So there you say melody. After that melody went on, you'll see where the melody ends, or you'll hear where the melody ends, and just note that down, like melody end. Maybe like you want to note it down like this, maybe. Just make sure for yourself that it's clear what's happening in the reference track that you're using. So over here we have the build up, and then here we got mid intro 1. Really bear with me typing because I'm horrible with keys. So yeah, after that you can listen what happens again. Like, okay, here the break ends. What starts when that break ends? For this example, is the melody. And after that, we have this little break effect. So maybe transition. And this way you can really just already note down what you got to have to make a track that's the same feeling and the same structure as this. So this is just one example, but we can also just go into another one with another track. So let's say this track, Into the Light, and here it's immediately starting off with a melody, so you note that down again. But also what this does is it shows you where you can start your loop with the fat sounds, the pads and stuff, and where you need to add sounds to break away from that loop. So over here, this is the end of my intro. So let me say this is the breakdown. And this breakdown gets to over here, and then it's I think it was singing, so vocal over there, and then over here we have a melody. When you do this, you can literally just copy what another artist has done. To be honest, I did this. This is the same layout and kind of the same instruments as a track from Disturb. I just threw it in here and I was looking at it, okay, where does he do what? And why does he do stuff? So he has breaks or he has drums in 8 bars into the breakdown. So I tried to get my own drums, put it in there. His vocal started at 16 bars into the break. So I did that as well. And then you just learn so much from other people. And also the transition between these drums to the vocal. I noticed in his track that he used his strings to kind of lift up, kind of get louder and louder to carry more attention to the strings. And he used the strings like I used the chord, like I used the choir. And yeah, just use this method because you can learn so much from other artists. You can even take a notepad and write down like, okay, there this happens, at this point this changes in the track, and you're gonna learn so much from it. It really helped me. So yeah, I can go on with this like whatever track. We can even take dubstep. Well, like I said, it doesn't even matter what genre you want to make, but when you're new at it, try to learn from other people and don't be afraid to take tracks, maybe from me, maybe from someone else, and just break them down and learn from what they're doing in their tracks. So be sure to sum up how you could maybe start your next track and maybe start making better tracks. Get some sounds that inspire you, maybe chords, maybe a progression, maybe a melody. then use these chords and what you have to make a big sound. And after that big sound, when you're not sure what to do, look for a track and try to copy its structure, but then in your own way. And you really see how you can just make tracks more easily. I hope you learned something, and I really hope this helps you out. And good luck practicing. Cheers!